Before shaken baby syndrome happened to our daughter, we didn't know anything about it, so we're here to teach others about it, and in this video we're going to describe what it is.
So shaken baby syndrome is not something that you can do by just playing with your child, but it's more of a forceful shaking, and it causes the brain to actually go back and forth and hit the skull on the inside, and it can cause swelling, bruising, and even a brain bleed that can cause death and long-lasting side effects.
So when a baby is shaken, it can cause brain injury, and it can also cause retinal hemorrhages. And so when that happens, it is bleeding in the retinas, and that can lead to vision problems, and it can also even lead to blindness.
In some cases, the forceful shaking can actually cause the ribs to become broken, and even some other bones as well.
Symptoms of shaken baby syndrome can include palish, bluish skin, where they're not getting enough air. They can be lethargic. They can end up having seizures. Poor eating is another one, and
they can be very irritable.
Yeah.
And have just problems staying awake as well.
Yes, and so the symptoms may not immediately be apparent, so it may take some time to show up.
They also vary depending on severity and things like that too.
Yeah. So those are the symptoms that occur after a baby is shaken. So the consequences of shaken baby syndrome can be severe, and they can be lifelong. And so some of those include developmental delays, behavioral issues, other
blindness or vision problems.
Yeah.
And intellectual or physical disabilities, things like that.
Yes, and so it can affect a child for their entire life if they don't end up dying from it. And so a big percentage of babies who are shaken do end up, dying from the original injury that they experienced. So for me personally, I didn't realize this really even happened, and especially to the amount of children that it does. The numbers are somewhere in between like 1,200 to 2,300 babies every year in the US that suffer from shaken baby syndrome. And so not all of those do pass away, and they experience these lifelong consequences from someone's moment of weakness. And so that's why we're here sharing about it, so that more people can realize that this does happen, and to hopefully share this information, spread awareness about it, and to protect babies from future babies from this happening too.